right. We are back once again with episode 22 of Meant to Vent.
Episode 22 coming at you like a pigeon with one wing.
And you can reach me at TheRealHeim1 on Instagram.
And you can reach me on Instagram at OneTakeWill.
Well, we got a special guest here today, and he goes by the name of QG. QG, why don't you let us know a little bit of something about yourself?
I was born in Dearborn, Michigan.
That's cool.
I moved from Dearborn, Michigan when I was young. Moved to Indianapolis and then came back after I turned to an adult.
Nice.
Yep.
And then we can reach you at Instagram.
QG to God 313.
All right.
Yep.
Fantastic. Go ahead.
So I was looking in the news, and there was something that kind of upset me.
It upset you?
Yeah, man. Our president done fucked up again. He done got me pissed off again. So I heard him say something about Detroit, man. He came over here when he did that auto show shit. They made him wear a mask. He wasn't happy about it.
Yeah, but he didn't do it.
So he said something about, there was a quote I read this morning about him saying that when he was in Detroit, it was like living in hell.
What?
So it brought me to this little thing I was working on the other day, and
Okay.
I found some stereotypes about Detroiters that seem to upset Detroiters because we don't like to go claim on this shit that we've been slammed on as far as being a Detroiter.
There are stereotypes. Oh, I know there's one stereotype. When I was in Las Vegas, I met a guy at a bar, and he said, "You're from Detroit, aren't you?" And I said, "How can you tell?" He said, "Because you have an attitude when you talk." So apparently, all of us from Detroit, we talk with an attitude. Apparently,
There is a different culture.
yeah,
Living in Indianapolis is completely different.
yeah, it was
Like,
interesting.
yeah.
And I was a little offended. I was like, "What? I don't talk with an attitude. The fuck you talking about? Get out of here."
Yeah, they say that only the restaurants are what saved Detroit. That was a rumor that was a stereotype of Detroit.
Really?
Like
Oh, man.
because the five guys went downtown, now we're saved. That bullshit.
That
I mean,
sounds-
bullshit.
Hey, the dude from Little Caesars he did a lot of work, I'm pretty sure.
That's true.
Someone says another stereotype of Detroit. If you come to Detroit, you're definitely going to get shot.
I don't know. I mean, I've lived here my
These
whole
aren't what
life.
I'm saying. These are what I read online
I
about
haven't
Detroit.
been shot yet, and that's we're
I've
going
heard
on.
all these.
They say Detroit is no place for families.
Wow. Well, there's a lot of families that live here, people. I don't know who's writing this shit, but y'all
There's
need
all
to
kinds
shut,
of families up in here.
Yeah. Y'all need to just
Not
shut
just a
the
bunch of
front door with all that
Solo
stuff.
nomads living in Detroit with no kids, introverts and hermits.
Just wild dogs running all over
Shit
up
ain't
and down
happening.
the street. Babies just changing their own diapers. Ain't no parents.
I got another one that says Detroit is a city of abandoned ruins.
I can agree with
I
that.
mean, there's areas.
There is
Hey.
a lot
It
of...
has its remote areas.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, there might be some streets with like one
but
house on the block.
That's what's beautiful about Detroit.
Yeah.
Is that you can go one block and you're in a barren wasteland pretty much.
Yeah, true.
yeah.
And then the next block it's a
Nice,
$1 million
beautiful
home,
houses,
$1
yeah.
million home.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Like it's very very diverse because of it too.
When I
For
was
sure.
when I was in my younger years, I used to use Detroit as an excuse to do a lot of urban exploring. That's the term that they use now. That urban exploring, which meant basically breaking into abandoned buildings and spray painting stuff and doing whatever we wanted to do, throw parties.
That was
inside of them.
real adventure time.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a lot of fun doing it, and it was dangerous.
They
But-
say also that we are lazy, uneducated, and super aggressive.
Now that sounds interesting. Those
On the freeway, yes.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
On the freeway, you better get out the way. The minimum speed limit on any freeway is 85 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'm coming.
And I got 2 kids. I ain't going that fast.
Right. Yeah, if you're carpooling,
So be prepared to move out the way.
move out of the way.
Yeah. If you're in the right-hand lane and you're doing the speed limit, you're still doing too slow.
Yeah.
Pick it up or get the fuck off the freeway.
If our bumpers are almost touching, you're going too slow.
That's right. I'm going to get behind you and push your car a little bit faster with mine. My wife hates my driving.
Yeah.
She is constantly just like... That's her sitting next
Oh
to
my
me.
gosh.
I just tell her, put your face down, look at your phone, don't pay attention to what's going on in the windscreen in front of you.
That's hilarious,
I'm like
dude.
that with my wife. She drives. She scares me.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
sounds like your wife and I are kind of like on the
Yeah.
same page when it comes to
Yeah.
driving.
Now, my wife would tell me that I'm a crazy driver, and like I'll be turning, and she'll just like slowly grab the side of the door or hold on to something when I'm
That's
going to turn.
my wife.
But when I drive with her, she's a pretty fast driver. She acts like she ain't the one, but she got a pedal to the metal.
That's my wife too.
We'll be driving down to Indiana, and I'll be trying to sleep in the passenger seat.
Uh huh.
And I could just feel the car just getting faster and
Yeah.
faster, and so I'll wake up and be like, "Yo, what you doing?
Right.
What are you doing? Like,
Right.
And she's like, "I didn't even know."
You're
probably
doing
should.
110.
Right.
What do you mean
We
you
got
didn't
precious
know?
cargo in the car.
Yeah, going. It's 70. We going 90 right
Yeah.
now. Like, come on now, relax. We're not in Michigan either, so let's relax.
Yeah, let's relax. I know. I helped Nate move all his shit to Indiana, and I was driving the box van, okay, because he couldn't drive it because it was too windy, and I've driven stuff like that before. But then, so I got in my groove and I got used to driving it, and so I was picking up speed, trying to go the speed limit.
Yeah.
He gets in front of me and slows down. So I called him.
Hey,
I'm
bro,
like,
you gonna flip over, man?
I'm like, hey dog, what are you doing? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, pick it up. Let's try and get it going here a little bit. Let's try to keep it under 80. Yeah.
You ever heard of Daybreak on Netflix?
Yeah.
No, I haven't
It's
actually.
like Warriors.
Warriors.
A lot of homage paid to like Warriors and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it's like
I thought you were talking about the movie The Warriors.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I am.
Yeah.
It pays a lot of homage to that. But it's pretty dope. It's kids like
Yeah.
just like the Warriors.
Yeah,
but
just like the Warriors.
Yeah. A bunch of different cliques, and they're living in like these apocalyptic times.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic
Yeah.
era. I guess that movie, The Warriors, was pulled from a comic book series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
Interesting. I would
That's
actually.
one of my all-time favorite gang movies
Yeah.
because it was like gun stuff. It was like hand-to-hand bats, that old school shit.
Except for the chick with the 6-shooter who didn't hit nothing.
Yeah. My man hit Cyrus though. He hit Osiris.
Yeah, he did.
Gangs in New York, I think. Is that the one where they
Oh,
Gangs
yeah.
in New York.
They
Oh,
get-
now that's my movie
they get in
there.
a fight in the bar with the bikers?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, that was...
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Gangs of New York was DiCaprio.
Okay.
That's Bronx Tale.
Oh, yeah, you're talking Bronx Tale, yeah.
He
That's
shuts
my
that door. He's
movie,
like,
yeah.
now you can't
Bronx
leave.
Tale, that's
Yeah,
my
no, you just can't leave.
Now you can't leave. That's
But-
what he tells my man.
Gangs in New York, man. Oof, that
Yeah, that
movie.
DiCaprio, man, that was a crazy
Who was
one.
the butcher?
I forget his name, but he's a bomb actor.
Damn, can he act? That guy was scary as shit. When he's throwing knives at what's her name, the blonde hair lady. When he's throwing them knives and she's on that pinwheel, he's just sticking them every time.
We apologize
Woo.
for us being bad at names, just
Yeah.
by the way.
when your brain is filled with so much excellence, like the three of us in this room, you have a hard time sifting through
can't
all the
help it.
data.
Can't do nothing
And
about it.
sometimes you just can't pull something right away. That name will come to us later, maybe a week later. The file management system inside of our brains is slower than what we have in there.
We'll get it a couple episodes down,
Yeah, we'll get it there.
and then y'all be like, "What were they talking about?"
Right. So
It'd be that
I
random.
need to get that AI, that new...
Yeah, that
Oh,
Neuralink.
that Neuralink. I'm gonna get that.
I'm gonna plug in.
I'm gonna get that shit. Listen, I get that Neuralink, and you'll be able to be like, "Oh, this guy speaks Japanese. I don't know how to speak Japanese." And you just
Yup.
push a button, and
I'll,
all
like-
of a sudden you know how to
Nah, you
speak
just
Japanese.
gotta hear it. It's
They
gonna-
want me to
Yeah.
buy it back because like
Yeah.
I'll be like
Translate.
misusing it. I'll be like barely using it at all. It's like I just need to remember birthdays and anniversaries. So that you don't need, just hold this in your pocket and give me a piece of paper instead.
Yeah.
Save your money, sir.
You don't need that. You don't need that. That's funny. I would want to learn languages and history and maybe martial arts. I'll be like the Matrix. It'd be like Neo in the Matrix. You download all the moves in martial arts and just practice that shit,
For real.
and you know how to do it.
That's how it goes.
Fly a
Time
helicopter.
chamber.
Like you walk up to a car. I don't know how to drive this car. Bloop. Download
Yep.
that shit. Now I know how to drive it.
Fuck yeah.
That'd be awesome.
You know what, man? And it's getting crazy out there these days. Like I was telling you guys, you can sell on the news. You can see it for yourself.
It's buck wild.
Every fucking commercial. It's
On the
all
streets.
just violence. Everything's going on. People are just cuckoo.
People
You know,
in
everybody's
Seattle are so
Unsettling.
they're so flipped out. They're taking over villages.
Some have valid reasons. Some people are just really bored and want to just do something.
I think that's what it is. A lot of people are bored.
But with everybody being so sensitive, I was wondering. I got a little list. Thought I would have fun with this and make a little
Okay.
fun with this sensitive situation. Just
Sure.
kind of break the ice a little bit, break the tension a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So words that have the word white in it that can't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to start with, and I'll start one off with, and I'll go with the product whiteout.
Whiteout. Yeah, you can't call it whiteout, can you?
Can't do it. Can't
that
do it.
sounds racially discriminatorial.
Either just call it out, just take the word off, and just later call it out.
Mistake cover up.
Right. Word fixer. What you
Word-
got, Marquise?
Shoot. I don't.
That was
Okay.
perfect. That was perfect.
You know what? That's the best kind to have right
That's
there.
the best answer.
You can't have no better answer than that. You know what I'm gonna go with is white tees, because they got cotton in them.
Yeah.
You can't wear that shit.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Nope.
Can't
Can't
wear
do
no
it.
white tees, which are cotton. And
I mean-
then, you know.
I mean,
Hey, for what we're talking,
We're still using cotton though.
yeah, we're still using it.
Yeah, I still want cotton. I like cotton underpants and cotton socks
Hey.
And the bed sheets
and the bed sheets.
because they breathe.
Yep.
I like that Egyptian cotton.
We don't want to eliminate
Hey.
that.
No, we don't want to
Nah,
get.
It's got to
not
be
that-
the gray
I don't
area.
think- Is Egyptian cotton okay?
I mean, what's wrong with Egyptian?
Well, it
That's
ain't
the
from
shit.
here.
I don't know.
That's that bomb cotton.
Hey,
That's
I
that.
think
know,
it
but
counts.
I'm saying, but does it?
Oh, you saying like is it racial or something?
Yeah.
I don't think so
Ooh.
because it's in a whole other country. That
Yeah, it
racism
doesn't-
on another country doesn't affect our
Oh.
racism.
That's kind of like
Different
hose.
slaves.
That's like hose in different area
Yeah.
codes.
different plantations for sure.
Yeah, their slaves don't count compared to our slaves.
Yeah, for sure. That's a whole different realm. There's like
Man.
levels, like in sports.
Yeah, there's different regions.
There's a pecking order.
I still want to ask a question. Why are black olives in a can and not in a jar?
I don't know that.
I don't know. I've had black olives in a can.
Yeah,
Have you had them in a can?
I seen them
I
in.
mean,
I seen them in a
I've
jar.
had them in a jar. I mean, yeah.
I think I seen them in
That's
a jar
right,
too.
Yeah, I've had
Have
them in a
You
jar.
know what I think? I think it's just the cheap ones in the can and the good
Yeah.
ones in the clear jar. I think
I
it's
think-
probably like a
I
shelf
think
life
you get,
too
like,
difference.
The full ones. I think you get more. I don't know. I've seen like the full ones in a jar.
Okay.
I've seen like the real, like those.
The diced
cut-
ones?
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
In a can.
Either way, I like black olives.
They are
Yeah,
good.
They're
They are
fucking
good.
especially on that taco salad. Give me some of that.
Yeah. Can't take too much of it, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. I'll eat it till I
You
explode.
like the green ones?
You know what? I am not a fan of green
Really?
olives. I don't know what it is about them.
I like them both.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think though, if they're there, they're gonna get eaten.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
me.
What about cauliflower and broccoli?
I'm not a cauliflower guy.
Me neither.
I do like broccoli, but I don't like cauliflower.
I'm okay with it with cheese.
You could
Gotta
you
have
could
that
put
cheese.
melted chocolate on
Both.
cauliflower, and I still won't eat it.
The broccoli's got to have
Okay.
cheese. Yeah, I want to dip it in some cheese, or
Yeah.
it's got to be having cauliflower. I guess if I have to, you know
Oh.
what I mean.
I can't do it.
It's like coleslaw. I will not eat coleslaw. I know we're getting way the fuck off topic here, but I will not. If you give me a bowl of coleslaw,
Yeah,
I will throw that. I'll be like, give me that, and I'll throw that right in the fucking garbage. But if you give me coleslaw on a sandwich
Yep.
or a hamburger, I will eat that shit.
Yep.
Cause that's good as fuck. The same goes with sauerkraut. You're not gonna just eat some sauerkraut, but if you put
I
it
don't eat it, period.
if you put it on a sandwich,
I'm
or,
not a fan of the sauerkraut.
you know, I will eat it.
Yeah.
It's great with some rye bread and some fucking corned beef.
Crazy.
Give it to me, baby. Back to the topic though.
Okay, so if you gotta go, I mean, man, I guess I gotta. I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah.
But I guess like if you're gotta go buy some paint, you can't buy off-white anymore.
No off white. What do you want to call it? Egg white?
I like lighter beige.
Lighter beige.
Lighter beige is the one. That's like if it was in Family Feud, that'd be close to the number one answer.
I almost guarantee you, when one of my friends see this, they're gonna call it QG.
You're cloned. You have to. That's gonna be your tone. He's gonna be like QG color.
That's funny.
The lighter beige.
So, okay, this is not on the same black or white topic, but Fruit Loops. Isn't that discriminatorial
that's a
to
good point.
Hey.
to the LGBT
I got you.
XYZ community?
Yeah, I mean fruit roll-ups.
Yeah, Fruit Rollups.
Yeah.
Come on now, we got to get off this fruitiness.
Yeah.
What about black and white movies? Now
Hey.
it's got to be gray movies.
Yep.
You got to take.
Or it's got to be pre-Technicolor. They call that pre-Technicolor. You can't call them
Yeah.
black and white. It's pre-Technicolor.
Before there was color.
You can't have white walls on a tire no more. Because that just sounds like you're stacking up the whites.
What? Yep.
You got to change the name.
What?
You got to change the name to tire rings.
Tire rings.
Tire rings. No longer white walls. Can't do it. Can't do it. Hey, you QG being a rapper, you can't even use it in your rhyme no more. You can't rhyme with white walls. You gotta switch. You gotta switch the tire rings.
Yeah, you
Tire
can't be
rings.
rapping white walls with sweaty balls.
You gotta evolve.
Yeah,
you gotta
move
evolve
on.
with the times.
Move on. What about
Fucking whitewashes.
whitewashes?
Whitewashes.
Yeah.
Whitewash in the wintertime. If y'all don't know, getting thrown on the ground,
Yeah.
snow thrown on them in your face. For
Yeah.
people that don't know.
For those of you who are like in Florida and like
On the West
California and stuff like that, where you don't get no snow. That's what we do. Is you push somebody down and they fall face first in the snow, and then you hop on their back and then you push their face into the snow, and then you usually
all up in it.
Honestly, that might be just like this area thing.
Might be.
Maybe
Might
that's
be.
just a Detroit thing. Hey, don't
Yeah,
come
that
to
could be
Detroit.
one of our stereotypes.
Yeah,
we whitewash motherfuckers.
We're gonna whitewash you. You're gonna get fucked up.
I mean, snow wash from now on.
Yeah,
snow
we're gonna
wash.
snow wash you.
Taking the white off.
And you know the thing that sucks about it is if it's cold enough, that snow feels like gritty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like it's
It
iced
doesn't
over.
melt fast enough. So
Yeah.
It's ice.
Yeah, it's ice. It's all
ice.
over your face. Ugh, it doesn't feel good
Then you
at
have to
all.
look like you got scratched up by something.
Oh yeah, you're gonna come home. Your lady's gonna be like, "The fuck you been doing? I wasn't doing nothing."
We used to get chased home off of the bus, like by the older kids.
Really?
Yeah, we used to get chased home off the bus by the older kids, and they'd tackle us, take us down or whatever. But there was until we found out there was more of us, and then we turned around and started jumping them.
That was
Yeah.
me with my brothers. I had to run from my brothers and their friends. Me and my buddy, it was like 3 of us, and the whole group was just way all bigger kids, and we had to like. That's why I'm so fast still.
Yeah.
With my old ass.
Oh,
I'm like still Park Gazelle.
I thought about this. Instead of calling it Fruit Loops, we can call it Rainbow O's.
Rainbow Oaks.
Call them cereal circles.
Hey, yeah, and they could get a whole sponsor.
Yeah,
We'll
call it
Rainbow
that
O's.
way. Yeah,
They already
Rainbow
changed the way he
O's.
looks. I don't know if you saw. They redid the toucan bird.
Yeah.
It looks all cheesy. It looks like anime and like a weird tie-dye beak now. It ain't even like the right regular bird.
I think we could call fruit roll-ups. Dang, I lost it, man.
Yeah, so you don't offend them people. You got because that's like a stereotypic word. So you can't change the fruit
Yeah,
roll-ups.
you can't.
Let me see what you could change it to not offend anyone.
No, yeah, that's you gotta change the fruit roll-ups to like
Fruit paste
fruit beats.
rolled up.
Fruit. I
Can't
keep
Candy roll.
Candy roll.
That's the best I got. That one sucks donkey balls, but candy rolls all I got.
Candy rolls. I guess I'm not offended by candy roll.
Yeah, you can't
But
be
it didn't
offended by
excite
candy
me.
rolls.
I mean,
No,
what is a fruit roll-up? It's like really thin plastic, right?
Right, is it? Yeah. It's like plastic with a bunch of sugar in it.
it's like
It's like before they put that, what's that chemical, that pylene or whatever the hell, how do you say it?
I don't even know.
probably propylene.
Something they put in to make it plastic. It's like before they put that chemical in and they just throw fruit and sugar in it.
Okay, and isn't like edible panties made out of the same things as fruit roll-ups?
I would think so.
I'm thinking it's
I
gotta
mean,
be.
I'm not gonna say fruit roll-ups aren't good.
No,
They are good.
Yeah, they're good.
But I do want to know what they really are.
Yeah,
How come you never see fruit roll-ups on how it's made?
and you get all sticky when you eat them. I don't like eating them.
They are the bomb.
Gotta eat them quick.
Yeah, you got to eat them quick because they'll melt on your fingers and whatnot.
And it definitely got to, then, fruit by the foot's at stake, the name, because, they got to do something with the fruit.
White socks.
Because that would be really offensive.
Yeah. What about
White
what about the baseball band? I said
Yeah,
I was gonna say band.
The baseball band.
Yeah, the
This is why
baseball
you don't do
band,
sports.
The White Sox.
Yeah, the Chicago White Sox.
They're a band.
The gaggle.
They're on tour.
They're a gaggle.
The Gaggle Sox
The
band.
Gaggle Sox band. That's your team name.
That's
now.
how you take the white off. You change it to Gaggle Sox band. You guys
Yeah,
still
I
play
like
baseball and all the fields, and everybody, you know the team.
And you can't call it a white dove anymore. It's
Nope.
just a dove, people.
That's right.
If it's a different color dove, then we'll call it out. But if it's a white dove, it's just a dove.
That's all it is. That's all it can be.
Man.
And it's a gaggle. Get that gaggle of doves.
Oh, gaggleism.
What about white lies?
Oh, I got one. You got to
Oh,
take
yeah.
black.
We can't
White
tell
lies.
white lies anymore.
White lies, you can't do it. You
No.
got to take it off.
No.
They're just going to be regular old lies.
Cause think about the definition.
Yeah.
You see how they try to
Think
clean
about
it up. It was just a little white lie.
Yeah,
just-
like,
Man, what? It's still a lie.
So little white lies are acceptable, but they're the only ones that are acceptable. No other form of lying is
No.
acceptable.
That's right.
Yep.
That's kind of culturally biased.
Man, you gonna believe a little black lie?
Right.
You don't even like black lives.
What
Right. You don't even care about that shit. What the hell?
what exactly is a black lie? Like I know about white lies. What's a brown lie? A black lie? A
Yeah,
green
we gotta
lie?
get one of those off-white, one of them lighter beige lies.
Lighter beige lies.
Lighter beige lie. Yeah.
A black lie is just completely unbelievable.
What about the Black & Decker products?
Ooh, yeah, you got to change your names, people.
Shoot, I don't even know what that is.
It's like a brand of like tools, power tools,
Oh.
vacuums, and stuff like that.
It sounds like they
It
make
almost
devices
sounds like
that punch out
it almost
black
sounds
people.
yeah. It almost sounds like it's like racist to black people and it's promoting violence to women.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like Black & Decker. Like
Black
it'd be
and
like-
Decker.
Oh, man.
It's like two things that
That's
should be
what I'm
wrong.
saying. Yeah,
That's
you got to
yep.
change that.
You got to
shit.
change it.
Hey,
It's no good.
What do you think?
Yep. I mean, I'm with you.
I see what I'm saying. It's got to be done.
I'm with you.
The waves can't have white caps no more. We can't deal with that. That sounds like it has to do with the Ku Klux Klan. Them waves got white caps on them.
Right.
That's no good.
That's why the Kardashians had to have another family member, because it was just like their like initials. There was all kinds of K's in them. They're like, you guys need to have more kids. We can't be promoting you on TV. So they had to uneven the number a little bit.
Now that's funny.
But I got some would you rathers for you, gentlemen.
Hey,
Would you rather?
Would you rather? So would you guys, I'm going to ask you guys individual, and then you guys can either bring it back on me, or I can give you guys some other ones.
Okay.
So I got some good ones here. So would you rather be stuck on a ski lift or stuck on an elevator?
Who am I stuck in the elevator with or ski lift with?
Solo and solo.
Oh, man.
I guess a ski lift.
And then you don't know how big the building is either, too.
Yeah,
So.
that too.
I'm going to take the elevator, and here's why.
All
The
right.
ski lift is cold. That wind going to get to you. And if you in the elevator, at least you could, like, jerk off if you wanted to.
I mean, at that point,
Nobody's gonna watch
ski
you.
lift. I don't
You
care.
got you might have some time on your hands. You're like, I got enough time
In
to
the
rub
elevator?
one out. Yeah.
They got cameras in the elevator.
But who gives a fuck about the camera? You got people skiing below your feet when you're stuck on the ski
So are we
lift.
dying? Like, or is it we're just trapped?
No, you're just trapped.
We're just trapped.
Yep.
Yeah, ski lift shut down.
There
You're
is
fucked.
rescue in the scenario.
I don't know, man. I think I have to do ski lift because I think I'm a bit claustrophobic.
Okay.
Okay. And I know in that elevator there's gonna be air conditioning still.
I think I would go ski lift, and I think I would go ski lift because I would see an opportunity to have some kind of option of some sort. I don't know. I think I would feel. I think I'm not claustrophobic, but I think it would happen being in a building's elevator.
I am
Fair
afraid.
enough.
I know I'm afraid of heights, so I'm afraid that if I'm stuck inside of an elevator and I can't, and I'm suspended in the air
Yeah.
and I don't know what's going on, I'm gonna freak out.
I think it would happen eventually. I think I'd be cool for a while, then like maybe a couple days, all of a sudden I'd be like, "What the fuck?"
I think both of you gonna end up being some cool cats because it's gonna be cold on that
Oh,
ski
yeah.
lift.
Yeah,
Yep.
You know?
for sure. Then you'd want to jerk off on a ski lift to stay warm.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, because you're really gonna freeze.
Yeah, something got to
And
happen.
your finger's gonna get cold, and then you're trying
Hopefully
to
you got a
use-
lighter.
You're trying to use your spit as lubricant, and it's freezing.
oh man.
See, this is
Your
it's a
eyelashes
whole-
already frozen.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna.
Well, I wouldn't go skiing in below zero temperatures anyway. Would
Okay.
you rather explore the deep ocean, or would you rather explore deep space?
Man, that's a good one. I think I'd have to go ocean though. I think I'm gonna have to go ocean.
Okay.
Just because I don't think I'm the generation that's ready to go out into space.
I got you. I got you.
All right,
I think we could deal with what's here first.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm not doing ocean, and here's why. There are some. I've seen a lot of them oceanographical, whatever the fuck TV shows.
Oceanographicals.
Yes, I've seen them TV
We got
shows
new words here.
where they go deep sea diving, and they meet some crazy ass creatures under there.
Are we in the hypothetical realm of saying that like we can go deep as we want
Yeah.
for the entire ocean?
Yeah,
Like,
and then you can
absolutely.
explore like
technology?
deep
Absolutely,
place,
yeah.
like
Yeah, I
like
would-
planetary
I would-
exploration and deep space exploration.
And I want to go deep space anyway. I want to find that extraterrestrial female, you know, and
Yeah.
start a relationship with her and be the first one to, you know, fornicate with an extraterrestrial female.
Interesting.
Gamora.
I want to learn. I want to be that one.
You want Gamora?
Yeah.
What if it doesn't look like Gamora though?
That's, you know what? I'm going to find one that does.
What if it looks like those things on The Simpsons? Because those guys be predicting the future and shit. Like, what if it looks like what they portray? Those big octopus things with one big eye.
I mean, then I'm probably not going to try to, you know, make relations with her. I'm probably going to try to find one that makes my flagpole stand up.
If they got that human generating suit,
You know,
maybe they could fool you for a little while.
Okay, you know, get the suit on, honey. Take your octopus.
Octopus?
Take your octopus skin off, put the human suit on, and let's do this.
I think there's aliens and stuff in the ocean.
Oh, you know it.
Oh yeah,
There's all kinds of extraterrestrials in the ocean. There's some
Yeah.
scary looking animals down there.
yeah. They even say like a certain species of octopus has like alien DNA.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That too.
That's crazy to think that they came from some other planet. That's possible though, because they're so different than us.
And they're smart.
They are.
Smart.
Yeah.
They say we know more about space than we do our own ocean.
Yep.
Yeah. It's hard to explore the ocean because the pressure and whatnot makes it hard to go real deep. They have a harder time with that than going into space.
Yeah,
I almost think I would try the ocean exploration myself because I think my own mindset. I don't know if it's not probably the fact, but I would feel more like I could get out if I had to, more than being trapped in space and like if a window breaks in space or that vacuum, like you're just bam gone.
I would rather the death in space over the death in the ocean because I feel like the space death will be faster.
Because I would recently watch this film called Underwater. It was kind of about that. It was really wild.
I don't want to drown to death. That doesn't sound.
I don't think you'd drown. I think your body would explode.
Just crushed
Oof.
by the weight of the water.
Yeah, at that point.
I mean, I just want it to be quick, whatever it's going to be. I just want it to be quick.
Hell yeah.
The insides would probably be scrambled before
Right.
body would even crush too. So.
Ugh. That sounds
Sheesh.
gruesome.
And then, I obviously don't know.
That's the best kind of knowing to have is the ones you don't.
And then I obviously don't know.
The ones you don't know are the ones that you want to have.
But I guess I do ocean. Because I think there's like caves down there, man.
Oh, yeah.
They like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
It's connected to like you could find more history maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, like I brought up on a previous episode, they just found that big body of water bigger than all of our oceans combined.
Yeah, under the earth.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's pretty bananas
Yeah.
finding out about that.
It's an extreme reaction to like extreme situations that have been ignored for a really long time, and it's like I don't like it either. Like
Yeah.
I don't like PC culture. I don't
It's
like
silly.
all this stuff. It is.
Yeah.
But it's like you have to deal with the root of the problem for it to go away.
You know, sometimes I feel like the media's been in way too much control these days. They're getting way too much power. They got like a big strong hand, and like their pimp hand is strong right now.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I kind of wanted to have fun with the subject, and we'll just see what happens with it. I kind of want to see what everybody's thoughts are on their vision of like what you think is this, what I like to call the new America.
I think it's always been very media driven.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just more, like, not necessarily more, like, as in, there's more of it. There's more kinds of it.
Uh-huh.
So, like, there's always been, like, a couple sources of information.
Okay.
That would tell you, well, this is why you should believe it this way, and this, that, or whatever. And they tell you to go the other way, like, the different combating news sources or whatever.
Sure.
And so that's why, honestly, we're in the two-party system that we're in.
Yeah.
Because they've spent so much time saying, no, you believe this, you believe this. So a big portion of this country believes that they're either Democrat or Republican.
Yeah.
Really
Right.
don't even know what that is.
Right.
It's just
It's hard to decipher the two anymore.
I mean,
It's wild.
Republican and Democrat.
Yeah.
Because everyone really is just thinking conservative or liberal,
Mm-hmm.
which are extremities or whatever of those two
Mm-hmm.
parties.
Those two entities.
Or those two sides.
Right.
Yes.
So what's your take, Will?
I see a really strange world that I live in, a strange America, because we live in, we're supposed to live in this land of plenty and this land of freedoms, and we're supposed to all be brothers, but yet we have all these things that we want to lash out at. Like, I don't like this, so let's blow it out of proportion and make everybody hate it and go away, and make it go away. If you don't like what's going on, you can just throw a temper tantrum and get enough people who are like-minded to throw temper tantrums with you and make that go away when it really was nothing. Yeah. It's almost like children are running our country now. That's the way I feel.
They got to have little fits or they don't get their way or something.
I feel like it was 5-year-old Will. When I was a kid, I would throw a temper tantrum in the grocery store. I would throw myself to the floor and start hitting my head on the floor. Yeah. And people would gather around me, and my mother would just walk away from me while I had my fit. I feel like that's the people that are in charge of the country right now. They're just throwing all these temper tantrums for attention.
Yeah, it seems like it reminds me of like
I don't like it.
I can give you a weird metaphor that I kind of put together myself, of what's going on. It's almost like what the media does is like when you ever see popcorn getting done at the movie theater.
Okay.
It's just a bunch of seeds, and then when that heat starts rolling and that pressure starts rolling, they get all riled up, and popping off everywhere, and it's just like a chaos in there. Even though it turns out to a delicious snack, the people that benefit it aren't the ones that were in that fucking hot zone getting popped up.
Damn.
So that's my metaphor on what's going on.
That's a good fucking metaphor.
They send these things. They keep us riled up. They keep us that mongering of whatever type you want to do. Fear mongering, violence mongering, whatever mongering. Fucking wall that shit. And that's my metaphor of what's going on.
See, I think cancel culture is a extremity of a basic right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
so like our basic right, if we don't like something, and we think if we don't like a business and a business is practicing something that the community doesn't like,
Right.
what are we supposed to do?
Interesting.
We stop doing business.
well,
with
yeah,
them.
you stop
But if
doing business.
But if the majority doesn't care and continues to do business with them, what are you going to do? You have to disrupt business.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So it's an extremity of our base right.
Yeah.
It's like it's the extreme, and it's annoying because you don't want to deal with that all the time because it gets out of hand. When you go extreme, it gets out of hand, and you want to cancel people for the dumbest reasons because you're just trying to make a point, and it takes away from the like the real people who.
A lot of that's happening into some of our realm because we follow a lot of comedians that are getting attacked in that cancel culture.
I'm a big comedy fan.
You know, and some of these guys are going back, and it's hard to go attack a comedian when everything they based is based off of humor first.
Exactly.
It's not it's all humor first.
Yeah, I want to make well, I don't know if it's a point or a question, but you said if a business is doing business that you don't like and the community continues to do business with them, isn't that the community's way of saying that they accept that business and their actions? And
but then you go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so, is it necessary to disrupt their business if the community as a majority is okay with their actions?
When it's because of
or maybe did I not
when it's a cultural thing, and the reason why they're not the reason why they're okay with it is because it doesn't affect them culturally. The people who live there or that are in that culture are then discriminated against in a way.
I see what you mean now.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see. Okay. Yeah. I got you. So you talk the people who are like far removed from it, and they're like, "Well, this has nothing to do with me."
Yeah.
But isn't that the typical attitude of America as a whole?
Exactly. Yeah.
If you look at the world,
Oh yeah.
It's not just an individual.
No,
thing.
that's
it's
the typical attitude of America. When we
sure.
see bombs going off in other countries, we're like, well, that's not us.
Yep.
When we see toxic waste being polluted into other people's waters in other countries, that's not us.
Not here.
That's America. Not in my backyard.
Not it.
I mean, it's happening in America.
And that's the thing.
Now it is.
And
so
people who aren't touched by it don't care.
Yeah. And I think that's just because America has had that attitude of, it's not us, it's not my problem for, I don't know.
Ever.
Since World War II, probably. Since after World War II.
Right,
Since
a privilege
50s.
problem.
It's a privilege problem.
Yeah, I think we've had that attitude since the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So, when, I don't know. We have to change our mindsets. Mm-hmm. We have to take more of a community role.
For real.
And decide that we're going to stand up and help each other individually. And that's the only way we're going to be able to bring each other together.
And you would think the country would get that for being a Christ-following country.
Right.
Because you're supposed to help the people.
Help your brother.
You're supposed to help the people.
Your neighbor. Thy neighbor. Help thy neighbor.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right.
Thy neighbor, yep.
Treat thy neighbor as thyself.
Yep.
Isn't that? But also comes from also, I'm not a big religious person, but I see the benefit of religion throughout time. If you go back to certain times where religion was more prominent, good religion, not the religion that causes wars, good religion, people were better, I think, and nicer and better educated and more polite maybe.
Religion teaches people how to be good people. All religions, like its base form is to teach you how to get closer to God and be a good person. So
I think the fact that it's been removed so much, and this is coming from somebody who really is not a big believer, but I see the effect that it has had on society. It's a sociological issue. You're removing something that filled a void. And now we have nothing to fill that void with except media craziness, technology that's blinding our eyes with nonsense.
The next big media craze.
Yeah, I think it's
you see what I mean? Yeah, I think it's more of a changing of the guard. Like It's more of like these. We went from like. Damn, I lost the train of thought.
We got deep on this.
Yeah. What were you just saying?
I was just talking about how like religion has been removed, and now we're filling it with the void of technology.
Okay. Yeah.
That void is being filled with technology.
Okay. Yeah. And that's the thing is like where I was going with the changing the guard is that the reason why we had slavery and all these different things is because religion was going unchecked. And didn't have the right checks and balances, right? And now the world is going crazy because our new religion is going to be technology. It is going to be that is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And we're not having the right we don't
rules,
have the Bible.
maybe?
We don't have the Bible for the internet. We don't have the instruction manual.
Like a 10 Commandments for the iPhone.
For the internet.
And that's where
be the good person on in that. And
so that's where I come into talking about the new technology being the new religion type thing. How we talk about like when we talk about things today, that means that they're going to happen eventually in the future.
Absolutely.
Because obviously they're trying to figure it out.
Yes.
So they're talking about that quantum computing. They're talking about, teleportation. They're talking time travel things.
Talk about putting stuff in our brains.
In my opinion, like if they're talking about it now, that means that it is going to eventually be in existence, which means it will exist.
Or
so whatever that is, if they did that quantum computing or they hit that, what's the word? When
the
AI,
Neuralink?
No, when they hit that
artificial intelligence.
Oh, the
Singularity.
Singularity.
Yes.
The Singularity.
When they hit the Singularity, whatever that is, and the Singularity isn't necessarily like AI. It's the next biggest breakthrough that's going to change our lives for the next whatever thousands of years or whatever.
Right.
So, in my opinion, if it's already in existence, that's what's guiding us right now. And I think in order for that thing to exist, I think all this stuff that's happening in its idea has to happen for it to come into fruition. And it's kind of scary. I might be sounding like conspiracy and all that, but that's like what I kind of feel.
I think I agree with you. And it's not about anarchy. What it is sometimes in order to rebuild something, you have to completely tear it down, clean it up, and then start from anew. Yeah. And that sounds like anarchist talk, but it's not. Sometimes you have to just tear it down and rebuild it.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's going to be, I read some of these old history things. I've been sharing you some of these things I've been reading. I've been finding these real interesting articles about resetting of populations in our history, and it's really wild. Like it blows my mind. It's a whole different thing of what you were taught in school. Yeah. So it's like that we could be setting up for a new reset.
Yeah. I think we are preparing for a new reset.
Yeah, exactly.
And, I would like, I don't know, I would like it for just it to come to a day, and I'm going to sound like Martin Luther King now, but where we just don't give a fuck about you're black, you're Mexican, I'm white. Who gives a fuck? Yeah. You got dreads.
Yeah, like us sitting here. Pink, us sitting here in the room right now is like the setup for the most generic joke ever.
It really is.
We got a Mexican, a white guy, and a black guy. Then it sets up the joke.
Yeah. And I know 100 of those jokes, and they're terrible jokes in poor taste, but they will make you laugh. Yeah. And that's the thing about it.
And that's our generation. So me being older than you, that I'm a little bit, another generation, I guess, another era. I guess I could say I'm like in a split between you guys' era. We grew up where we had fun making fun of it. It wasn't. Yes. It was like everything was fun, man. Like my friends today still do have fun with it. Like, but it's like all them shows were great. The Chappelle Show. Like they had fun with. They made humor with everything. And then now it's just way too sensitive. And I think it just took a lot of fun out of things because it used to be just a fun thing to do when everybody was recognize who you are and you are who you are.
You can pick on somebody and make fun of somebody for being different than you and still hold love in your heart for them as a brother.
There's a difference between being a racist and a racialist.
You know what I mean? You. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
I would hate to have like the mindset that I have. Like I said, I have fun with my friends with it. We joke around, like all that kind of stuff. Like, oh, I'm a landscaper, like or whatever, that kind of dumb shit. But we have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I would hate to be put in a category because of that. Of me having fun with my friends like that.
I remember.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I don't know. That's just like I would hate to be. I'm probably in a category.
But this is also due to because you guys are from an area that's not like the rest of this country.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah. Like your guys' experience is a melting pot more so than most places in this country.
Yeah, like
That's true. Yeah.
like where I used to live, it was wild. It was not. It was crazy.
I would say the majority of people who are experiencing these jokes outside of like these cultural meccas,
Yeah.
like Atlanta's and like the
Right.
areas around there and
Yeah.
Detroit and all that.
That's what I'm saying. Like I grew up like Lincoln Park, Southwest Detroit.
Yeah.
Like me and my homies are still the same
Yeah,
homies. It's just
exactly.
like.
But when
like,
you get out further, the jokes and the point of the jokes end up changing.
It's not as
It's not-
jokey.
yeah.
It's more like
and that's what you're
it's
dealing
demeaning
with.
and
Yeah.
degrading.
Uh-huh.
Because most people, I've lived in both.
Right.
And so like most people who are in like say the hood, they don't care about that shit. Like they don't like if.
What do you mean
in
jokes?
My experience,
They don't care about jokes.
They don't care
Right.
about they don't care about that. If you're like, in my experience with the people I know,
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't care about that stuff. And honestly, a lot of the stuff that's going on is because life's so real to them is kind of new or what's the word? Like doesn't really touch them.
Oh, I gotcha. It doesn't.
It's
affect
like not
them.
affecting them.
Yeah, they're just not like it's like right there on them, and it's what's happened. Like
Yeah.
It just as a flyby.
Yeah, you got people out here don't like you got people out here with no smartphones. Like people think
Yeah.
that's not a real thing. Like
Catch you.
Right.
people are out here like for real, like not knowing stuff. Like,
Yeah.
There's people out here with no smartphones.
like
Still with the flip phones, y'all.
Your phone still got a GED? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
hey, it get rough.
Man.
No, I've been there.
Hey, have you seen that flip phone that's a smartphone that Motorola's got?
No.
Man, I want one of them.
I
That
was so
looks
afraid
hot.
to get a smartphone for a long time. I was like,
I thought I was gonna
I'm
break the
pretty new
screen.
to it. I was getting hassled by my son, my kid. He's like, my friends, they all got these phones. You still got us with these like phones. I'm like, man, I know if we get them, we're gonna just be locked in on them, and that happened as soon as we got our first one.
Oh
we
yeah,
got locked
but
in.
you love it. It's a drug. It's an addiction. I swear to you, even when I had my flip phone, that thing was an addiction. I would get them phantom vibrations against my leg because I always had that thing on vibrate, and if I didn't have it in my pocket, I'd get that phantom vibration. I thought it was ringing. It's an addiction, and that is it's the new religion. It really is.
Yeah.
Just
You
like
guys
we're saying.
got iPhones?
I don't have an iPhone.
I do.
I hate Apple. Anything to do with Apple. Apple can suck my left nut and make the right one jealous.
I ain't gonna go that far, but I don't really like iPhone either. Like I feel like I want to take my towns to South Beach and get something different.
I like Android. The reason I like Android is because you can take any device and connect to it with an Android.
Nice.
You can't do that with Apple. Apple's got all this little fiddle faddling around. I'm
Well,
done.
that other stuff isn't going to be an option anymore. It's all going to be cross-platform.
And eventually, and that's the way it should have been forever ago.
But on that, we want to thank you guys for watching. We want to thank Marquise for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for coming
It
in.
was a blast having fun with you guys. And don't forget to follow him at QG2God313.
Yes, sir.
And you can reach me at TheRealHeim1 on Instagram.
And you can reach me on Instagram at OneTakeWill.
And this has been another episode of
Meant
to
Vent.
And we out of here.
Bye-bye, everyone.
See ya.
Later.